Here we go, guys. Welcome back to one of our weekly lives here in the Escape 9 to 5 Club. I'm setting all the things here to make everything work. Actually, this is the first time that I'm going live on Telegram as well. So if you are watching this on Telegram, let me know, guys, because I'm testing this new platform and I want to know if it's working. Otherwise, we're always live every week on my YouTube channel, and every week I bring to you a new workshop talking about, like today, for example, 5 tips to grow on social media. Welcome to the weekly live, guys. Welcome to the people who are watching this live, and welcome if you're watching the recording. So you know the drill. At the beginning of every live that we do, I want you to write on the chat hashtag live if you're watching this live, or hashtag recording if instead you're watching the recording. If you're on Telegram, I'm not sure what you should write. I don't even know if you have a chat there. As I told you, this is the first time that I go live on Telegram. But if you are on Facebook or if you are on YouTube, just write hashtag live or hashtag recording. All right. I can see a few people on the Facebook group, someone on YouTube as well. So it looks like that it's working. I hope that it's working as well on Telegram. I really hope so, since this is an experiment. Okay, so today for this weekly live, we're going to talk about social media. Now, let me know in the chat if you're trying to grow your social media accounts. And let me know specifically what kind of social media you're trying to grow. Either you're trying to grow on Instagram or on TikTok or on Facebook, or maybe you're trying to grow your YouTube channel. Same thing. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments what you're trying to grow at the moment. If you're not trying to grow anything, just write nothing. Okay, just let me know what are your goals for 2023. If you're planning to make your social media growing, if you're planning to create a community, and I really hope that you're doing that, because that's the basics of growing a business, is about creating a community, basically. So let me know in the chat what you're trying to grow, or what what you want to grow in 2023, because we can talk specifically about that. So today it's mostly about growing a community. Why am I talking about community if we should talk about social media? Well, I think that the two things are really, really connected. If you want to grow on social media, it means that you want to grow a group of fans. People will follow you wherever you are, wherever you're showing up. A group of people that will always be there to support you and listen to what you have to say if you have something important to say. This is the kind of community that you want to grow if you want to be successful with social media. It's about creating a group. It's about creating a family. The reason why I called my business Escape 9 to 5 is Escape 9 to 5 Club, is because I wanted to create a club. I wanted to create a membership for everyone who wants to quit their full-time job and become full-time entrepreneurs. So this is what we're going to cover today. Remember that you can always join the club if you want. You can see the link here at the bottom of this screen. Feel free to join the club if you're not still part of the Escape 9 to 5 Club. And feel free to join the Telegram community as well if you're not in there. The Telegram community is totally free. You have the link there. Actually, I'm going to paste the link in the chat as well if anyone is interested. In this case, I've just posted it on YouTube, because if you are on Telegram already, you don't have to click on that, right? So if you are on YouTube and you're not still part of the Telegram community for the Escape 9 to 5 Club, click on the link that I just posted and join the community. It's a great place to share everything you're doing, to keep yourself accountable, to keep yourself motivated, to connect with other great like-minded people. So it's a great space, and I want you to be part of this. Okay, feel free to join it in case you're still not inside the Telegram community. Anyway, let's get into the topic of this weekly live. I'm going to show you 5 things that you absolutely need to do if you want to grow your social media, and I start with the number 1. The number 1 is about picking the right platform and picking a single platform. Probably you already heard me talking about this, and it's something that is really divisive. I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's something that divide people, because there is a big chunk of people talking about the fact that you have to be everywhere and you have to repurpose your content. And then there is another group of people, and I'm included in this group of people, and I'm saying to start with a single platform and focus on a single platform and put all your effort and time on a single platform. Why am I saying this? And I'm not telling you to repurpose all your content and trying to be everywhere. Especially if you're starting, it's going to be really stressful to be everywhere. It's super stressful. And it's even more stressful to be sure that everything you create somewhere should be everywhere else. Repurpose your content. Now, with this, I'm not saying that you shouldn't repurpose your content, because I do it. I repurpose my content. But I have people who are working for me doing that, because it takes time to repurpose content. If I create a long video for YouTube, and then I have to split it in little segments, and then I have to make every segment become a YouTube short, and then I publish it as a reel on Instagram, and then I publish it as a TikTok video, and then I post it somewhere else and somewhere else and somewhere else. That's still time that you have to take every time you create a piece of content. And you always have in your mind, oh my God, I should be everywhere. It's that kind of FOMO experience that you don't want to have if you're running a business, especially if you're starting right now, because you're going to be overwhelmed by things you have to do. It's way less overwhelming to focus on a single platform or on a single social media and work just on that single social media, because working on a single social media is a full-time job. It takes a lot of time because you can do a lot of things with a single social media. Think about how many things you can do with Instagram. With Instagram, you can create a post, you can create a carousel, you can create a reel, you can create a long video. You can reach out with messages to everyone who's following you or reacting to your content. You can do a lot of things, and it takes a lot of time if you want to use it in the right way. So focus on a single one, even because I want to tell you this, and this is a universal truth. Your audience is everywhere. How many times have you heard about the fact that you have to find your audience? Like, you have to find out where your audience is, because that's where you should be, right? So if your audience is on TikTok, you should create content on TikTok. If your audience is on Facebook, instead, you should create content for Facebook. Let me tell you one thing. This is not true, okay? It sounds right, but it's not right. It's not right. Your audience, your customers, your clients are everywhere. Let me give you a specific example to make you understand what I mean with this. When we think about TikTok, we think about kids. We think about kids who are dancing. We think about 15 years old or maximum 20 years old. They are there creating content. This is what we think about TikTok. Well, one of my clients, she's over 60. She's on TikTok. She's okay, I'm not going to say what she does because it's not related to what I'm talking about, but she's running her business on TikTok, over 60, and she's getting clients right now. So your audience is everywhere. Stop thinking that you have to find out the best social media to use where your audience is, because it's not like this. It doesn't work like this. Nowadays, everyone uses everything. I use TikTok, and I'm not 20 years old, for sure. I use TikTok. I use Facebook, and I'm still not 50 or 60. So don't think that you have to find the right social media for the right audience. Your audience is everywhere. So just pick a social media that you're familiar with, something that you really like. Pick the one that you like the most, and then use it. Okay? I told you, social media are full-time jobs. So pick one, grow your audience on one. Obviously, you need to move your audience to your private community. There is a reason why I have an email list and a Telegram group, because these two things, they're my communities. If I'm gonna lose all the followers that I have on YouTube, I'm sure that I still have a list on my email, and I still have people on my community on Telegram. If Telegram tomorrow will be banned or will disappear, I still have my email list. So in a way or another, I'm not gonna lose my community. You have to protect yourself, because you never know what's happening with those tools, even because those tools are not yours. Facebook is not yours. TikTok is not yours. I don't know if you've been following all the conversations about TikTok on the US or in Europe as well. They are talking about stopping or limiting TikTok because they want to protect kids. Maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe nothing's going to happen to TikTok, or maybe something's going to happen. And if your community is on TikTok and you're going to lose it, well, I want you to be sure that your community is somewhere else. So going back to the fact that you shouldn't repurpose your content, I want to say that you have to focus on a community. I want you to get exposure on that social media that you pick. And then I want you to bring the community to your email list or bring the community to another place where you decided to create a community. For me, for example, is Telegram. For you, could be Slack or Discord or WhatsApp. Up to you. That's something that you have to decide by yourself, something that you really like to use to create a community. Remember, protect yourself because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And social media are not created to build a community. Social media are about exposure. The reason why I post videos on YouTube is not because I want to create a community on YouTube. It's not because I want to get a lot of subscribers there, and when I will have enough subscribers, I will be safe for my entire life. It's not about that. I use YouTube because it's visibility, it's exposure. If I'm there and the algorithm push my video, I'm going to get more visibility and more people will know about my email list or my community on Telegram. That's why I'm there, just to get visibility. If tomorrow YouTube will stop working, I don't care. I will use something else, but my community is safe. So remember that. And then consistency obviously is king when you pick a single platform. If you work on a single platform, it's going to be way easier to be consistent. It's difficult to stay consistent when you're working on 5 different platforms. In that case, it's really difficult. But if you pick just one and you create a strategy for just one platform, it's not impossible to be consistent. Okay? Remember this. Second point that I want to cover today, content quality matters. And by the way, guys, if you have any questions while I'm going on with this live, feel free to post a comment or post a message. Let me know if you have any questions, because I'm going to address your questions straight away. Actually, let me take a look at one thing. Let's see if I can see. Okay, it's working on Facebook. Good. Just post your comments, your questions, your feedback on the chat, and I will address them straight away. Okay? Great. So, content quality matters. Content quality matters. What do I mean with this? Well, you should post on social media just when you're inspired. I know that this is something else that is controversial as well, but I don't want you to post when you don't have anything important to say. If you're posting just for the sake of posting or just because you need to post, because you want to feed the algorithm, stop it. Stop feeding or stop thinking about the algorithm. You don't need to please the algorithm. You need to please people on the other side of the screen. You need to please your audience. These are the people who should be happy with your content, not the algorithm. You never know what's going to happen with the algorithm. Maybe tomorrow the algorithm will be completely different. Maybe today the algorithm is rewarding people who are posting consistently, and tomorrow the algorithm will reward people who have a lot of engagement on their content. You never know what's going to happen with the algorithm. So stop thinking about the algorithm. You will just overstress yourself, and you will get into this cycle, this spiral of thinking what the algorithm wants from you. So stop thinking about the algorithm. Don't please the algorithm. Please your audience instead. The people on the other side of the screen, these are the people who should be happy with what you're creating. So think about them and post just when you have something important to say to them, not to the algorithm. I want you to be proud, over proud, super proud of your content. Every time that you post something, I want you to say to yourself, my God, this is the best content ever that I could post on this social media. So post just when you're inspired. Quality matters. Quality matters more than quantity. Remember this. keep in mind your audience. Your audience is there to consume your content. And if they don't like your content, they will stop following you. They will stop watching your videos. That's when you lose your audience, when they don't like your content anymore. And create content that triggers interaction. Something that you want on social media is to be social. If you create content just for the sake of creating content, this is not a social media. This is a library. This is a database of content. Instead, on social media, you need to be social. You're supposed to be social. So I want you to create content that triggers interaction. Think about this video that I'm doing right now. I'm live and I asked you, look, if you want to ask me anything, feel free to ask me anything. I'm here to reply to your questions. So I'm creating interaction between me and you watching this video. This is the kind of content that you want to create. If you create a video, or if you create a carousel, or if you create a simple post, find a way to create engagement for that post. Ask a question, create a poll. Polls on social media are magic, when you ask somebody else's opinion, because again, it's social. Everyone wants to be heard. That's why when you create a story on Instagram and you put a poll there, or you put a question, people are interacting because they want to say what they're thinking, right? They want to share what they're thinking. Create content that triggers interaction. Really important. Every time you create a piece of content, get into this mindset. What can I add to this piece of content to make people share their opinion, or to make people ask questions, or to make people say something or act? Think about that. If you watch my videos on YouTube, you will realize that I push my audience to take action over and over and over again. You see that every couple of minutes I ask my audience to do something, to comment, to follow the channel, to share it, to ask a question. I always try to interact with my audience, because the more interaction you have with your audience, the more interaction you have with your content, number one, the stronger the connection will be with your audience. People will love you because there is this back and forth interaction. Second thing, we were talking about the algorithm. You shouldn't think about it, but the algorithm can change all the time, but something will always stay the same. Social media wants you to make more people stay on social media. So the more things you do to make people stay on the social media and use the social media, the more the algorithm will reward you. So that's something that will never change. The more interaction, the more engagement, the more the social media is happy. So think about creating interaction with your content in a way or another, or get inspired by what other people do. If you want to learn from what I do, start studying my content. When I create something and you consume my content, learn. Don't just consume content, but learn from what you're consuming. That's another thing that you have to do. If you want to grow on social media, you need to become a student of social media, and you need to learn from people who are already doing something right. Learn from them, pay attention to what they do, and then replicate it. Because if it's working for them, it's going to work for you as well. I want you to become a student of the social media you're using. Point number 3, we are talking about consistency. I said already that consistency is king, right? So again, I want to repeat this because it's really important. Don't rely on motivation. Motivation is finite. Sooner or later, motivation will fade. And when motivation will fade, that's when you're going to ask questions to yourself, or you're going to have doubts about what you do. Motivation will go down eventually. It will happen sooner or later, and you have to be prepared. So more important than motivation is discipline. I want you to be disciplined. I don't want you to be motivated, because you can't stay motivated all the time. But I want you to be disciplined. I want you to create a strategy, and I want you to follow that strategy religiously. You have things that you need to do on a daily basis, and I want you to do them. No matter if you don't feel like doing them, no matter if you're tired, no matter if you're, you went to bed late the day before, you need to be disciplined. Just because you are an entrepreneur, it doesn't mean that you are on the beach, enjoying the day, doing nothing. You have to work. It's your business, and supposedly you should be passionate about your business. I'm passionate about what I do, and I work. I work. It's not that I'm taking a holiday every 2 weeks. I work because I love to work in my business. That's finally something that I enjoy doing. So it's not anything that I struggle with. I love to work on my business, and but anyway, I need to be disciplined. I have a strategy that I'm following. I know what I have to do every day. I know what I have to achieve this week. I know what is the goal for this month. If you don't have a strategy, if you don't have a goal, if you don't know what you have to do on a daily basis, that's when you think about hiring an expert, hiring a coach, someone who can create the strategy for you. That's one of the reasons why you should have a coach if you don't have a coach, because this person will create a plan for you and this person will keep you accountable. So that's when you become disciplined, when you have someone instructing you about what you have to do and will keep you accountable. All right. So create a weekly strategy and a weekly schedule and go through the schedule and show up. Okay. Success is not created by motivation. You don't become successful just because you're motivated. You become successful because you're disciplined and you're showing up day by day. That's when you become successful with your business. Think about all the successful people out there. Maybe you don't see what they're doing, but actually they're working hard, or they worked hard to be where they are right now. And they were disciplined. They were consistent with their approach. All right. That's really important to understand. Everyone who is at the high level with their businesses because they were consistent. They were working consistently. And when they were motivated, they were disciplined. That's how they got successful, and it takes time. That's why you have to be consistent. It takes time. It's not something that you achieve, where you succeed overnight. There's nothing like success overnight. You need to work for a long time. To me, before I could say that I was successful with my business, that I was profitable with my business, where I was in the place I wanted to be, it took me 2 years. Probably for you, it's going to take way less than that, but still, I have to wait for 2 years and I have to work consistently. And I had to go through the pain period before I could be successful. So it's about a matter of time if you're consistent. Okay. Point number 4, collaboration. I'm going to take a sip of water before I move to collaboration. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know in the chat. If you're watching this video tomorrow or in a week, if you're watching the recording, just ask the questions in the chat as well, or in the comments as well, because I will receive a notification and I will reply to your question. Okay. All right. Collaboration. Collaboration is key. Collaboration is important. I may say that I would say 50%. 50% of my business has been created using collaborations. So collaboration means that you borrow somebody else's audience. Now, there is a wrong way to create content on social media and there is a right way. The wrong way is to keep creating content for your audience over and over and over again. You have right now 10 followers and you keep creating content for these 10 followers. Your dream or your wish is that one of the pieces of content that you created will get viral. When they get viral, you will get followers. This is called wishing. And wishing is never a good strategy. You can't rely on wish, right? Because it could happen or maybe it will never happen. So don't work with a wish, but work with a precise plan. It's way different than wishing. So it's way better, instead of creating content always for your audience, to borrow somebody else's audience. Have you ever wondered why experts online, they interview each other on their podcasts? Have you ever wondered why influencers go live together on Instagram or on TikTok? Have you ever wondered why they do that? They are exchanging each other audiences. They're getting in front of each other audiences. If I go live on Instagram with someone else, I will be in front of my audience, but I will be in front of the audience of this person as well. Same thing if I get interviewed on a podcast. Getting interviewed on a podcast is really powerful because you're going to get in front of this person audience or this brand audience. And plus, you will get a lot of organic traffic in the next weeks, months, and years. A podcast episode could be listened in years from now. So you're going to get traffic. You will get recurring traffic to that episode. Same thing with the video on YouTube. I interview my guests on my YouTube channel, and the reason why they jump on my live, they want to be interviewed by me, is because they understand the concept that they will be in front of my audience, they will be in front of their audience as well, and they will be in front of audience of people that will watch this video in the future. It's organic traffic. That's what's called organic traffic. That's why I want you to find someone who has a podcast, someone who has a YouTube show, someone who has a good following on Instagram or on TikTok, and then find a way to collaborate with them, find a way to interview each other. I interview experts on my YouTube channel, but at the same time, I get featured on podcasts and on YouTube channels as well. I try to do both things, because if I interview someone, that person will bring me audience. If I get interviewed by someone else, I will get in front of this person audience as well. So still, it's free promotion. It's free promotion. Instead of always addressing the same audience over and over and over again, try to find other audiences and put yourself in front of them. Borrow somebody else's audiences, okay? And as I told you, find guests who can share great content. I told you in step number 1 that quality matters. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's really important to get guests who can add something to your channel, to your podcast, to your Instagram live. If you interview someone who doesn't have great content to share, that's again bad content that you're creating for your audience, and your audience will disappear, will leave. So interview people who have something to say, something relevant to say. Always think about quality. Quality matters. And having a collaboration or interviewing someone else is as well a great thing to fill the gaps that you have. I'm not an expert with TikTok. To give an example, I'm not an expert with TikTok. I wouldn't be able to talk about TikTok. So if I want to fill this gap in my channel, I will interview someone who is an expert or someone who's using TikTok consistently and knows a lot about TikTok, because this will fill the gap that I have in my channel. So you can interview other people to make your channel be even more interesting and fill the gaps that you have in that medium. Make sense? I hope so. Cool. 5th point, get inspired by others. This is the last suggestion that I want to give you, because, it's important to understand that you shouldn't be afraid of creating content. I know that we all have the blank page fear. We're afraid to running out of content, not having enough things to say, or finishing all the things we had to say. Well, you will always have to say something if you get inspired by others. I want you to look online for what I call unicorn content. What does it mean? Well, I want you to follow your competitors. I want you to follow other people in your niche. I want you to follow people you can collaborate with. I want you to follow all the people who are relevant in your market. And then I want you every now and then to go through their accounts and check what kind of content is getting the more traction among all their content. If I see, 10 posts, 9 posts get 1,000 views, and then there is a piece of content that get 1 million views, that's unicorn content. It means that topic gets a lot of traction. So this gives me an idea of what I should cover with my content as well. Because if I know that specific topic is getting a lot of attention, maybe I can create a video about that topic, because probably I will get the same attention. Probably it's a trending topic. So that's how you can get inspired by somebody else, by your competitors. Take a look at what they're doing and learn from their mistakes and learn from things that they're doing right. If they're covering a topic that is not getting any traction, don't create content about that topic, because it's not going well at the moment. But if you find a piece of content that is getting a lot of attention, that's kind of topic that I want you to cover in your channel. Okay, that's super simple. And then while you're doing this, I want you to be organized. I want you to put everything on Notion or on Evernote or on Google Docs, like whatever you want to use to organize your content. Every time that I'm scrolling my news feed, wherever I am, when I find a piece of unicorn content, I take the title and I paste it on a document that I have on Notion, because I may forget about this, but I want to be organized. When I will have to create content, I want to go through that list and find something to create. Actually, I have different lists for different social media. I have a list for reels. I have a list for long videos. I have a list for stories. I mean, I have a lot of lists that I got inspired by other people. So remember, be organized. Look around the web. When you find unicorn content, I want you to take notice and I want you to take notes. Remember, Notion, Evernote, these are great platforms that you can use to organize yourself and your content. If you want to use just a document that you have on your MacBook, or you want to use Google Docs, it's good as well. Okay. But obviously, I don't want you to copy. I want you just to take an idea. So you know that that topic is getting a lot of traction. Take an idea from that and add to this idea your spin, your personality, your point of view. That's how you make it interesting, because content is always the same. You're not gonna invent anything new. Every now and then there are new topics coming up, but matter of fact, probably you're gonna talk about things that a lot of other people already covered with their content. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel, and you're not gonna be able to reinvent the wheel, by the way. So I want you to take something that a million other people are covering, something that is a unicorn content, and I want you to give to that your spin. What I cover with this live is not new. Probably you already know everything. You already knew everything about this. You already knew about these 5 steps, but you're following this live because maybe you have a connection with me, because you like how I talk, because you like me, or you like my personality, or you like my channel. That's why you're here, not because you're going to get a secret recipe from me that you will never get from anyone else. You're going to get the same content. The content is always the same, but the person delivering this content is different. So give it your spin. I don't want you to copy. I want you to get inspired and give it your spin. All right? Cool. Now, these are the 5 steps that I wanted to share with you today. Remember that the video is going to be there forever, as long as YouTube or Facebook will stay alive, or on Telegram if this test went well. So feel free to go again through the 5 steps if you want to listen to this workshop again. And remember to join the 5-day bootcamp in case you're still not you still haven't got your ticket. We're going live between the 22nd and the 28th of February. And if you join right now, if you're going to get your ticket right now, you have a 50% discount because it's early bird. It's still something like 20 days before we're going to start. So I want the early adopters, the early buyers, to get a 50% discount. So if you want to spare some money, get your ticket right now. Actually, I'm going to let's do this. I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to. It's this one. Here you go. If you want to get your ticket for the 5-day bootcamp, here you go. I put the link in the YouTube channel. So get your ticket. Hurry up, because the early bird is going to fly away. It's not going to be there forever. This possibility to get a 50% discount on the ticket. And again, if you have any questions for me, if you want to ask me anything about what I covered today, or anything about the bootcamp as well, let me know, because I'm here and I'm going to support you as much as I can. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here with me for this weekly live. We are live every week on my YouTube channel. Every week, I offer to you a new workshop. So I'd like to see you again next week. And I like to continue the conversation on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook group, on Telegram. So I'm definitely going to see you in one of this. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in